Sports Broadcasting Network. Live on tape from Carolla One Studios. Welcome to the 5th annual ACE Awards, honoring the best of the Adam Carolla Show this year. And now your host for this evening's festivities, Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get it on, ladies and gentlemen. Mandate, get it on! Thank you. Good day, Bald Bryan. Good day, Alison Rosen.
Hello.
And, of course, Larry Miller is joining us.
Hi, pal.
Couple things to say. This will be our last show of 2011. The next shows you're going to hear are going to be best of, but I mean some pretty good best of. Albert Brooks, Seth MacFarlane, Bryan Cranston, just to name a few. Larry Miller as well. Lots of good names. And the reason I bring this up is we've had quite a nice surge of new listeners over the last few weeks even, and few months. And so some of you have heard these guys, and if you didn't hear Albert Brooks the first time around, you definitely want to hear him this time around for all the new people. And for the other people, look, you're old and you drink. You can hear Albert Brooks twice in 9 months. It's not going to kill you. So I want to thank all of you for making this year the best year, which obviously is not hard to do because last year was not the greatest year. I mean, it was okay, but each year gets better, and it's because of people like you and because you're telling friends, and I go out and I do these live shows, and everyone now listens, and they bring a buddy, and they say, I turn my buddy on to the show, and we turn everyone on at work to the show, and that's it. That's the only thing there is. I call it the base. That is you who are listening to this right now, and if you disappear, then we have nothing. If you grow, then we have everything. And I'm very proud of the fact that instead of putting my hat in my hand and begging some asswipe for a radio job, we've been able to create our own network. We're later on tonight going to throw a nice Christmas party. Ozzy's on the man grate, cooking the flap steak. And there's going to be...
There's going
to be 40... That's the secret recipe of his marinade, by the way.
No
Did you get
knows.
that? Did you get it? He'll never say it again. Now, it is... Larry, have you had the flap steak?
No, but...
Be prepared to produce semen.
Wow.
And unintended and unannounced semen.
I am always prepared.
Oh, okay. Because it will spring forth from your loins when you taste Ozzy's flap steak. But
by the way, that's a good steak.
yes, we're going to have 50 people over here, and instead of getting a job or going on the dole, we're pumping some money back into the system, buying equipment, keeping the lights on over here, getting everyone a gig.
Buying hot dog buns.
Buying hot dog buns and marinade and God knows what else, potato salad.
Next year, hot dogs.
Yes. Thank you so much. So thank you for listening. And again, tell a friend. And without you, it wouldn't be possible. And without you supporting us by going to places like Amazon, wouldn't be possible. Remember, you have something to buy on Amazon, you click through the link on our banner. You go to our website, you hit the Amazon banner, and kapow! Beak moistened, and then Ozzy gets to moisten his flap steak. So thank you so much for a great year, and thank you for supporting this show. All right. Jeez, I want to bitch. Should we do? We have this show that Dawson and Mike Lynch and so many others work so hard on. I'm pissed off, though, about something that happened today.
Tell it, because you know you're going to.
Yes, I'm going to.
Excited.
All
Now,
right.
hang on, just before you do, while you're thinking about it, I just want to add that when they played the opening like that, when Dawson started doing that, it sounded so good that I really sat up and thought, what in the world is this?
Yeah, felt regal.
Did you feel
sounded
underdressed?
Yeah, it felt
for tonight's
so
award
official.
show?
Like if we get up to go to the bathroom, does that mean someone will sit down in our places?
Yes, we have seat fillers. All right, real quick, man, great. That's what Ozzy is out there cooking on as we speak, and you will see the char marks, the sear marks.
No
in the
better
beef.
endorsement, by the way, for the man grate than we're having a holiday party right now using the man grate.
If they weren't a sponsor, if they if they'd given us a couple at the beginning when they signed up a few years ago and then went away and never came back, we would still be using the Man Grate out there over the grill. It is just superior. 100% cast iron, made in America, steakhouse grilling. $19.99 exclusive bonus offer. Comes with a heavy-duty Man Grate grill and brush, and it's got the Adam Carolla Show logo. And you guys tweet me all the time. You tell me how much you love this product. This is a Mon Pa company right here in America, and they got a foundry right here in the United States, and they're putting money right back into the economy. So please support the good guys. All right, I was getting my hair cut today. You can tell I look fabulous. And I went to the barber, and I went to a place where it's $10. And before you roll your eyes, it's $12 for a lady's haircut. So it's no cheap barber. Okay.
Right.
It's a $10 barber.
Joint.
And I went in there, and first off, it's a weird thing, the haircutting thing, because the guy who was cutting my hair was 50, and in 50, 55, and I could tell he'd been around for a while, and he was very skilled, and he wouldn't use the clippers. I think that the clipper is to the barber, unless you're cleaning up the back of the neck. But the clipper to the barber is sort of like when the guy pulls the bridge out in the pool game. Like, okay,
Yeah.
We got an amateur here. He doesn't know what he has to get the stick out to help him with his other stick. That's chicken shit. Minnesota Fats, Paul Newman would have never, Tom Cruise would have never done that. So my hair, which grows sort of like a sheep, they just shear it. You know, they normally just,
make a seat cover out of it.
He was skilled, and he was doing the cut and the finger and the nice action and the rhythm going. And at first I thought, why is this guy working at the $10 haircutting place? Because he's just as good as any guy you'd find in Beverly Hills, and no one would know the difference. But then I was more annoyed by this second thing, as it was me, him, another guy I recognized from the last time I was there. My guy's 55. The other guy's 56. I'm 47. There's probably a 42-year-old chick in there who's working there. And then a 50-year-old dude, thereabouts, comes in and sits down. And I realize during the holidays, this is the music we're listening to. That's where Bald Bryan's going to find his music cue there. And he'll play what is being pumped through the barber shop. You have anything, Brian? Yeah. And we're all just sort of sitting there. And I've heard about 4 versions of this song, you know? And it's... Does this song kick in at all?
A song that kicked in over auto-tune song. That's all I was told.
Thanks, Mike. Anyway, now I'm pissed off. So I said...
Well, if the point is it's a really fucking annoying song,
yes,
I think you guys nailed it.
Yes. And, right, except for I wanted an upbeat one. But anyway, so I'm listening to this thing, and I'm going, is anyone dancing? Does anyone give a shit? How old is everyone here? Yeah, and I'm looking around, and I said, does anyone like this song? And they said, no, I don't like this music. I said, do you 55-year-old white guy behind me cutting my hair, do you want to hear? This music's for dumb 13. It's for 13-year-olds, right? And they went, yeah. And I said, well, no one likes it, right? No. Well, why don't we change the fucking channel? And they're like, I don't know. I guess we could do that. And I said, put some Christmas music on it. What happened to classical? And they're like, yeah, okay. And the guy goes and finds the oldie station, and he says, all right, are you good? Because we want to make you happy. I said, don't do it for me. I'm out of here in about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, because when you get the $10 haircut, it lasts 8.5 to 9 minutes, and I was 7 minutes into this fucking auto-tune bullshit. And I said, not for me, you work here. You have to sit here and bathe in this fucking horrible robot bullshit. This is music that's made by a dustbuster, and you fucking see your average age of everyone in this room is 51 and 9 months. This is what we're doing? This is what... And... would this have ever existed in the past? You know what I mean? Like, would an old Italian barber listen to some fucking,
when people went to get their wigs powdered, they did not listen to this.
Yes. So
then when they changed it, did the price go up? When they changed the music, did the price go up?
It should have. I always just tip the guy. But what the fuck? When did this become... I know, I bring this up every day. When did this become the default soundtrack to our lives? When did this be? This is the background music of...
It's music to shock to.
This is just playing in the background of everything. Wherever you are, this is what's cooking in the background. What are we doing? By the way, we're getting a haircut. We should not be dancing. You're holding scissors by my ears. What? I'm sitting in a chair with a fucking bib on me and a poncho, and you're standing behind me. What are we doing?
You know why? Because in a movie that involved a vignette where people went to get haircuts or try on clothes, Larry, you could weigh in. You've probably been in movies like this. This is the music that would be in the background.
Yes and no. First of all, it might be, but I think, see, once again, not surprisingly, we're the same head on this. I'm the only other guy I've ever met, and this didn't come out till just now, when I'm on the road, which is pretty often, and the road manager's there with me. We eat around 4 or 5 in the afternoon after doing the sound check and the cues and everything, and the restaurants are empty, and I'm the only one who says, in a Chinese restaurant, in an Italian restaurant, and it's empty. And I always say to the waiter, do me a favor, you mind if we turn this off?
Yes,
because
I say that.
I always say that, and then the guy will think I just said, why don't we bring in an animal and cut its head off? Why don't we do that thing at the end of Apocalypse Now and take a hunk out of an ox? And he looks at me and he says, well, we're supposed to have it on. And I say, and then I become the idiot because if I'm asking for something untoward, and I say to him, do me a favor. There's no one in here, right? Do you need it? Well, no, either with an accent or not.
Right.
Well, the boss usually... Do me a favor. We're the customers here now. Just turn it off.
It's interesting.
And they do, but they think you're an idiot.
Brian, because I told you, Mike August and I were in a sports bar in downtown Detroit, deserted. And we're just sitting there having a cold one, just killing some time before the flight. And this shit is pumping. It's just pumping. And me and Mike are both just sitting like under the speaker, and I can't hear him, and I certainly can't hear the game. And I'm like, what is going on? And we told him, could you turn it down? And then we went to another sports bar at the airport, and it was the same fucking thing. And it's somehow the 13-year-olds have taken over, and it's driving me insane. This music sucks. Nobody wants to hear it. And stop filling. All right, stop it. Now I'm mad. All right. I was talking to a guy who's a legendary car designer named Pete Brock. The other day, I was in his home in Las Vegas. I had a nice visit with Brock. Brock's the guy from BRE. He built my Roadster. If you know anything about vintage racing or about racing, he built the first. He worked with Carroll Shelby, and he built some of the first cars. Carroll Shelby, and that's Pete Brock. He's a legend. He's one of these guys who graduated from the Pasadena Art Institute when he was 9. He didn't graduate. He left at 19 to go to GM to start working on the Corvette, kind of, the first guy to pencil the Corvette and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, he said, hey, I really like your car show that you do on Speed, but it's so fast. Like right when you're getting to something, it's over. And I said, yeah, that's what they do. That's hurry, 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 graphics, music, and then we're done. It's an apology. Everything is sped up. Everything has to have some soundtrack pumping under it. And I said, have you ever, even this show, I said, you can't watch a news station without 4 crawls rolling underneath it. It's driving me insane. People want to let it breathe. Stop being so insecure. Stop pushing everything so hard.
That's why podcasts are popular. It's like the only media right now that lets things breathe.
Then I told the 76-year-old guy, you know my podcast, huh? Yeah, that is Pete Brock.
By the way, it's like sportscasters and sports announcers. If you listen to a game on radio, and I do a lot, whether it's football or baseball or anything, you want to say, stop filling.
Right.
Stop filling.
Let it breathe.
Invariably, they go over something, and then suddenly you see, and that's a home run. Because the guy is still talking
yes,
for nothing. It's just filler, and I'm not a complete idiot. I can understand what people are saying, but I don't want to hear it.
Terrestrial radio is going down that fucking garbage flume to the big gutter in the sky because the PPMs, the portable people meters, have all shown it's all faster, better, shorter, quicker. There'll be no more long form interviews. Everything will have a music bed underneath it. And if they could run a scroll with the scores on it on your car